Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
I just snorted. Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I am so glad and excited to see you and appreciate the warm welcome.
I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young, and we are starting this year with a bang. We are here to rant and rave.
We're 21 seconds in, and I already screwed up. I screwed up the first second. I took a breath to say Jessica, and I went...
You know what? We both are snotty. We have coughs.
Oh, my God.
We are running right into 2023 on a crazy train.
It's a crazy
really
train.
Are.
Listen, cut us a little slack, because the weird thing is we are recording this literally right before Christmas because of two different travel trip dates and things like that. We are both literally wearing our pajamas. My hair is so dirty that I'm wearing a fuzzball topped snow hat and pigtails. And then I put a scarf on over the neck of my jammies because they're dirty. That's where I stand right now.
For those of you who are watching and can actually see it, you will concur with me that Dana looks adorable. And I was like, oh, that's a really cute sweater. She's like, these are my pajamas.
It's a full-blown, full-grown woman, full onesie.
It's so cute. At least you had the decency to put on some makeup. I did my usual, I'll just throw on these blue light glasses and that'll dress up my face. That's been my MO for like the last 2 years. I'll just put on these glasses that I don't need for my vision because it really adds some pizzazz to my unmakeuped face, a la Eileen Wuornos in Monster. Okay.
I literally look like an overly crazy Christmas mom on a Christmas train ride in November. Like, she's too excited for Christmas. She's wearing her pajamas in public.
I need to see you star in a Hallmark Christmas movie. Let's make that happen next year. Crown Media, not a sponsor, but you could be.
But can I share with you, since we are an audio and visual medium at this point, look at my cute little Christmas nails.
Adorable. I'm actually very jealous of that.
Okay.
You always have cute holiday nails.
Because I want to tell you my tricky tricks.
Okay.
So,
did you do those yourself?
I did, ma'am.
Oh, you're getting good.
No, I'm not. And let me tell you why. So I really love holiday nails. I don't know why. I think it's like a holdover from my mom or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I love special occasion fingernails.
Okay.
I am such a perfectionist about nail painting that it's difficult for me and often causes a lot of stress because I'm not good at it. Okay. And then I also absolutely hate, this is like poor kid holdovers, paying to have my nails done all the time. It's expensive. And especially in the winter when I don't care as much about my toes, so I'll do them myself. You know, I'm not going for the full package. I just don't want to spend the money. Okay. So you guys know my story. Like, I've bought 2 different types of gel nails to try and do them myself and last longer. I've bought peel off. I've tried everything. Okay. The peel off just comes off when I sleep. I don't know what I do in my sleep. I don't know who I'm clawing. I don't know what's happening, but I peel them off. Okay. So these, Jessica, are nail wraps. Now, they came out years and years and years and years ago. Yeah. And they're like a sticker. They're real fingernail polish, but they're shaped like your nail and they're a sticker. And you literally just stick it on. And my nails are so short and stubby because, you know, I have issues with things under your fingernails. It grosses me out. So I keep my nails stubby like a little gremlin. And
like a kindergarten teacher.
Yes. And so there's a long part, and then you just take a giant fingernail file and you file that long part off. It's a sticker. It just comes right off.
Huh.
And then you put a top coat over it, and they look almost perfect. Like I did the
Dana,
most
those
detailed.
do look perfect.
And the thing is, when they first came out years ago, I tried them and loved them. And I was like, but it's still too expensive for me. They were like 15 to 17 bucks. And I was like, that's still a lot of money. You know, I can go get them painted for 20. So, but now they've been out for so long and they sell them in bulk. So you can get like 15 sheets of different colors or patterns.
What?
For like $7.99. And you just stick
so
them on and
nails for the year.
Totally. The packet that I bought came with, gosh, I think 20 sheets, and there's enough for two sets on each sticker. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You guys don't need the details. Look it up yourselves. But anyway, it's a ton, and then you put a top coat on it, and you're done. You can have your nails done and looking perfect in less than 10 minutes, and that's not a joke.
That's amazing. And I'm going to tell you, you really did get better at it. You said, no, I didn't. I saw you, and I say this with love, and we're close enough that I can be this honest with you. They did not look like that for your Halloween nails. Am I right?
That's right. Because I did
gel polish. They were a little
polish.
bloody looking.
I did gel polish, and then I did little nail stickers. These are a full wrap. These are actually, you can call them nail wraps is what you can look them up.
So you did not add any polish, just the clear coat.
Correct. I didn't paint.
Those are clean.
I did not paint a dang thing. And they already come cut to your size fingernail bed. And for those of you that have tiny chiclet nails like I do, like my nails are so teensy tiny. You know, everything on my body except for my body is tiny. And so my nails, like I can't paint my nails black because it looks like I have little black beans on my fingers.
Oh my God.
They're so tiny. And so, but they have different sizes. And so I use the ring finger one for my pointer as well. And there's plenty and it works the sizing because my fingers are teensy.
Well, I'm impressed with anything. Like, I know a lot of people that paint their own nails, and I'm like, I don't get it. And one of my friends is like, I do it right before I go to sleep, and then I sleep like this. I said, like a vampire, you don't move, and you
That's
go
a
like
dead
this?
person sleeping.
I cannot do anything. I was like, well, it's not my hands. I can do my toes. You know what they looked like? James Caan in Misery. Okay.
Stop it!
After Kathy Bates took a bat to his feet. Yes, I cannot attempt to paint my own nails.
Can I please tell you? So I worked a couple of weeks ago. We talked about it last episode. And this is the second Kathy Bates reference I've heard because I was standing in front of the mirror in one of the wardrobe choices. I don't know why I just put that in quotes. It's real clothes. But anyway, one of the wardrobe assistants goes, I'm sorry, but you look like Kathy Bates in Misery. When she said it, I started laughing so hard. I go, oh my God, you guys, I do. Don't give me a mallet. I'll break your ankles.
I mean, that's when I fell in love with her. And that's something. Okay.
It was a very, let's call it frumpy and not positive looking outfit. We'll just say that. It did not get chosen. Oh, my God. Thank God.
Annie.
Yes.
You didn't get out of the cock-a-doodle car.
Oh, my God, that movie. For all you young peoples, check out Misery. Also, James Caan just died not too long ago, so it's a nice memorial to him. Although it's so horrible.
Dana loves horror, and I hate it. But I have a friend who loves to ask me at least once a year. I will again say, why are you scared of things like Freddy Krueger that are not real, but you enjoy and are okay with things like Misery that could legit happen in real life?
Because you're preparing yourself for the worst case scenario. That's why. That's why I watched. I survived a crime. I survived a serial killer's the newest one out. Get on it, y'all. It's terrifying.
Oh, my God.
911. Those are real 911 calls. Scariest thing I've ever watched in my life. But I swear to God, I think I feel like it prepares me. But it doesn't because some people survive because they appeal to the humanity of that person and make them feel loved and stuff. some survive because they fight. And you're like, well, I guess you got a 50-50 chance.
Okay.
It's a weird thing. I don't know why we're talking
really
about
is.
murder. Jessica, Christmas hasn't
Hilarious.
happened yet, but I am super excited. We are just days away at this point.
Indeed.
And I am ahead of the game, y'all. And that should be scary to everyone because it never happens.
I saw Dana post something that says presents are wrapped, and
100%.
her husband and son were making a gingerbread house. My head spun around like a whirlygig. I was so impressed.
Our friend Kate was like, it straight up looks like a Hallmark movie over at your house right now.
It does.
And I told Dan Tipton it felt like it. Like we had the best day. Yeah. So here's the story behind it, y'all. And everyone's fine.
Cute.
We're all good. It's totally fine. Jessica already knows. But my son caught COVID last week. Definitely from school because it's the only place he goes. So we have been hunkered down for over a week. He missed his last week of school before the holidays. We missed Christmas program. I mean, it's been a tough year. We missed trick or treating. We missed Christmas program. So anyway,
now Dana has croup.
Now I have croup and cradle cap, I'm sure.
Oh my God.
No. So anyway, somehow Dan Tipton and I both dodged the bullet. And I don't know how, because Dan was pretty careful. Like Dan would say, Henry came into our room one time and he goes, okay, bud, go watch TV in the TV room. Like push, And then Henry's like, does somebody want to lay down with me? Because, he wasn't feeling good. And Dan was like, I don't think that's a good idea, bud. And he was like, why? And he goes, well, because you could make us sicky, And of course, mommy's like, do you want me to lay down? Because mommies go down. Like, we'll go down with our babies. But he is so sweet that when he realized what his daddy said, he goes, no. And he slowly backed away from me like I had the plague because he didn't want to make me sick.
That child is so sweet.
Isn't he?
He's so sweet.
I'm so lucky. I don't know how this snappy little salty bitch got a kind little dude like that. I'm so lucky.
He's
anyway, that's
very considerate and aware, and
every
that's very
teacher,
special.
Every teacher he's ever had has said he is such a kind soul. Like, he finds someone that's struggling in class and helps them. Like, he's just sweet. He's just sweet that way. Yep. And it's funny because my sister's boys were always really sweet too. They're teenagers now. One of them's 18. They're a little less sweet when they're 18. The other one's 15 and he's still pretty sweet. But they were the same way. Just such sensitive, sweet boys. I'm actually very grateful.
I love that.
So that's been our story. But we're all better here in the house. Henry's all better. And we're skating into an LA Christmas, which, though I miss my family always, I love being with my family on Christmas. I love it. But I hate traveling. And
it's
I gotta say, if you have family that lives in California, do yourself a favor and go to them for Christmas. Because LA Christmas is so joyful and so calm and much warmer than the -6 or -36 degrees it's about to be in the Midwest.
Yep. And so many people leave LA during the holidays that it is the only time of year. That's the only reason I'm actually sad.
Yeah.
Well, a few reasons. I actually am going to have a few weeks off of work. So I could have, for once, really gotten to see people, hang out, do stuff during the day on a weekday, like just for fun, right?
And
so
you
I'm going to
get
miss
anywhere
that.
in 20 minutes, which is unheard of in LA.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
It's the only time of year that you have about 10 days of no traffic and you can be at the beach in 20 minutes, even if 100%. You drive as slow as me.
Yes. Yes. Even Grandma Jessica.
Seriously.
I love it. So we're cozy. We cozied in about a week ago.
Yep.
Yeah. But you are getting ready to go on to visit our Canadian friends.
Talk about an Arctic front. Yes, ooh. I am going to jolly old Canada. I can't wait. And I am looking forward to snow. I got an amazing new coat. I treated myself to a coat. Target. Hello.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Target, I should be paid by Target because I am their number one salesperson.
You definitely are a big promoter of Target, for sure.
I love it. And honestly,
too.
I got a full length, like big plaid, like the squares are like this big. And I was like, do I want to like this or do I like it? And I put it on. I'm like, I always tell Alan, I'm like, please be honest. I'm not going to be mad. I need you to tell me if I look like the side of a barn or if this is actually cute and whatever. He goes, oh my God, I love it. Aww. It was $70. A coat like that at a department store would have been $300 or more dollars. Yeah. It is so beautifully made. I'm telling you, it's shocking. I kept going, huh? Maybe 170. Like I kept thinking it was mismarked. Anyways, I'm thrilled. Yet again, for under $100, I have a fabulous coat to take to Canada. So I'm very happy.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
Yeah.
I will say too, like we both rave about Target a lot. Another thing I love about Target is that because they're a high volume merchandise place, kind of like I always say about Macy's. Like I don't particularly love Macy's, but their clearance is absolutely off the charts. And
it's incredible.
Target also, because they're quickly moving stuff through, they have incredible clearance.
Yep, they really do. There's something for everyone there, and I will give them big props again.
How did we
turned on to a
promotion
for Target?
Yes, like two crocheting grannies that can't stop talking about Target.
Right. I will say this, and we will move on, and we will go straight into the fury. I really take my hat off to them because they have very good representation for a number of things. I love their pop-up shops. I love things that they do at different times of year. I also love things highlight for like Black History Month. Then they highlight Black designers, right?
Yes.
That is huge. Put out, I remember it's like things that you may not even be aware of, and you walk in, there's the end cap, or there's a big display, new cookbooks, new art, new clothing, all of that stuff. And it's very inclusive.
Yes, they collaborate with a ton of different amazing designers, and it's kind of cool. That normally someone like me might not have access to.
Absolutely. And they make it affordable, and also they are letting the artist keep their name. Like a lot of high volume retailers, I'm sure this won't come as a shock to anyone, once they get to a certain size and get real big, let's say Dana made little needlepoint samplers, right? And it was called Powell's Designs. They might at one point, companies buy it from you and it still has your label. Then when they like want you to crank out 1,000 of them a week to ship to their stores, it's going to be under their brand name,
right?
And they're going to pay you a fraction of what you were making. So blah, blah, blah. We don't need to go on a diatribe about the chain of command in retail, but I also like and respect that they're highlighting the designers and not just ripping their designs and then putting it under their own labels. And now Susie Q or Joe Schmo that made it is left in the dust, like so many people are these days.
That happens so much. People's designs are ripped off by, dare
you know
I say,
what? Let's just go
Outfitters.
right into the rave. Mine's going to be quick because it's making my mouth water just thinking about it. Rant. See? I'm full of piss and vinegar, but I do want to get that good vibe out. So that was a nice Freudian slip that I said a rave instead of a rant. We are going to roll right into our rants. I don't know if you heard anything I said. I had a Freudian slip and I said my rave. As mad as I am, I'm going to try to keep this good spirit flowing. So my rant is real simple. It's about body odor. Okay. And this is a public service announcement to the world. Yeah. And I need to ask a question that unless you are born or contract some kind of disease that renders you impossible or incapable of smelling yourself when you smell like putrid onions left out on the street on the Tropic of Cancer in the dead of summer, then I need to know what the problem is, because I almost vomited, not dry heave, vomited at the post office the other day from the guy in front of me that P.S. looked like he was put together. He wasn't disheveled. He
Right.
wasn't living on the streets and hadn't had access to showering. He was in decent clothes. His hair was cut and kept. You see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
I could taste him.
Oh, Jessica.
Okay.
Oh.
And I kept trying to back up. And then people kept coming in the back door of the post office. They have it so there's only one entrance now, which I hate. They started that during COVID at this particular post office. Well, I kept trying to back that ass up, and I was backing right into other customers.
Oh, no.
And I didn't want to say, I'm sorry, I'm about to throw up. I mean, I did want to say it, but then I thought, I don't need things to get more tense or more uncomfortable in here.
Can I just say?
Yes.
That BO smell, like, it is a problem every time I've been to the post office. What is it about the post office?
I don't know.
It's a
It
bad
was
stinker.
Offensive. It was offensive. There are so few times in my life where I've smelled legit BO.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you have not washed your armpits. That's where it generates from. And or you don't wear any type of deodorant.
Okay.
Not
yeah,
even a crystal.
Because we're going to have to dig into this. Because I told you earlier, are you done ranting? So we
Yes.
can discuss, because I don't want to
Yes.
stop your train of thought. Okay, so let's
Please.
discuss. Because oddly enough, I was going to talk to you about body odor today, but it was my own body
So
odor.
weird.
Because we've been hunkered down, and at some point I looked at Dan Tipton and I was like, we all stink. Like, we have to
Hilarious.
shower. But so there's several things going on here. There is like science behind, once you have smelled like BO yourself for a certain amount of time, you can no longer smell it. It's your own scent. Your olfactory senses get used to it, and you're not aware of it. So there's that. Where that becomes a problem is for, people that are not keeping up with their hygiene, but then also you, bless your hearts, you little hippies that want to use the crystal rock, that just doesn't work. I'm
It
sure
don't
I'm not
work.
the first one to tell you this. I cannot be the first one to tell you this. That
Nope.
crystal doesn't help your body stinkies. But
No.
do you remember a long time ago when I was talking about, because we've talked several times, we're processing our aging because might be almost halfway through. Let's just say.
Hilarious.
So I have said, one of the things that happens is you start smelling different, like your BO. Mine specifically. I don't know if you've experienced this yet or not, but you probably will. Okay. And so I think I told you that I had watched this show, one of my weirdo Dana shows, and they were saying that scientifically it is true. Your scent, your stink changes as you get older. And there's many reasons behind it, they believe,
Gross.
including like animal instincts
Hormones.
animal instincts of making sure someone's fertile enough and things like that. It is definitely true. It was on that 100 Humans show. They brought people into a room blindfolded and had them sniff people one by one and guess if they were older or younger.
No.
Almost always right. There is
You could not pay me to do that.
They did pay them to do it.
Oh.
So anyway, our scent does change, and it's been bugging me because I've never been a BO person, and I wouldn't say it's just a stink. It's not. It doesn't matter. You guys don't want to know how I smell. However, when I had talked about that ages ago, one of our listeners got in touch with us and said,
Okay.
"I know this is going to sound crazy, but." If you have any kind of acne soap, like the Neutrogena bar or anything like that, an acne soap kills bacteria, and that is what causes body odor. And so I was like, I'll try it. So I bought a Neutrogena bar specifically for my pits. and it works, okay? So let me delve a little bit deeper. This is my new discovery. And I cannot remember which one of our listeners told me to do that. It's somebody we talk
really
to all the
interesting.
time.
Okay.
Hit us up so we can give you credit if it's
Yeah.
you. Because I took it a step further recently. I was like, you know how they have those body sprays for like if you like sometimes if I if I work out, which is so rare, like I will easily get body acne quickly. I don't know why, but that's my skin's just sensitive that way. And so I have that spray that you can spray on your back for swimsuit
Mega
season.
Babe.
There's all different kinds. Okay. And I went through a ton of them. Remember when I had arthritis and I was using that cream like it was water?
Yes.
It broke my back out so bad and I had to be in Kate's wedding. And so I had bought a couple of different spray types. And one day it hit me and I was like, I wonder if this work on my armpits. Girl, I sprayed that acne spray in my armpits and there's no aluminum. So that's what scares a lot of,
of course,
people who are about nature and parabens and all that you shouldn't be putting aluminum on your body. There's cases of breast cancer, things like that, whatever. So this has none of that. Girl, I didn't wear deodorant for 3 days and I did not stink. So then let's take it a step TMI.
Oh my God.
So y'all know it ain't no secret if you got eyeballs that I got some big O tatas. Okay, they're out of control. Always have been since 4th grade. It's just a data fact, okay? Now, what y'all might not know about big O tatas is they's gonna sweat, just like any other part of your body. Now, I have heard women go so far as to say that if you sweat in your boobaloo ridge, that it can smell like cottage cheese. Now, that's a problem, and you need to go to the doctor. But there can be an unpleasant odor if you don't keep up with it or you have a very long day. Big tatas are gonna sweat us, okay? Put it under there, just a little spritz like it was body perfume. I know I'm tossing my boobies, but I put a bra on under my jammies. That explains this outfit. I put a bra on under the jammies.
Oh my God.
The jammies are not used to stand-up boobalas. So I put a scarf down the front because the buttons are pulling. So anyway, also prevented any kind of sweating or odor there under the the booblatage.
The boobalas. That sounds so Yiddish. That's hilarious.
Oh, does it?
The boobalas.
Oh, yeah, like a bubbala.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So anyway, but getting back to your rant.
Take a shower and wear some fucking deodorant. That's what it comes down to.
Even if you can't smell yourself and you just know, like, I've been pretty active today and it's a little warm.
It's not possible that he didn't smell himself.
Is
I tasted it.
Jessica!
I tasted it.
You have to stop. You have to stop saying
I was so angry about it. I resented it.
You know where else is real bad about that is like a Disneyland or a Universal or a county fair. Oh,
listen, there are
county fairs. You got the BO, and then it mixes with corn dogs and Jugga beer and
straw,
cow manure, and yeah.
I will leave with this. I will never forget. I will never forget when I worked at anthropology that one of the loveliest, sweetest people I have ever met in my life, let alone worked with, was from Europe, and she did not wear deodorant. A lot of people don't.
Yes.
And she showered. She always came in beautifully dressed. She is someone that just always had a perpetual smile on her face, but it was natural and inviting. It wasn't a fake thing. Not a bad or mean thing to say about this person, but when she would walk in that store, which was, I don't know, our ceilings were 100 feet high, and I don't even know. I mean, this was like a warehouse-sized store.
Oh.
I could smell her from the minute she walked in the store, okay? From the minute she walked in, and I would be and the GM and I had to sit down and figure out how we were going to approach her.
Isn't that
it wouldn't
awful?
have been easy to do with anyone, but it's because she was so lovely. And we're like, we love you. But how do you tell someone, I'm sorry?
It's so hard.
It
has to be gentle because that's an embarrassing thing. And like I said, I think most people are not aware. But it is, you have to think of it like Legos. like if you have any sort of perspiration, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. If I go around doing my plant duties around here, by the time I'm done doing my plant watering, I've broke out in a little sweat.
Yeah.
So if you think of small sweats and then you maybe just like take a walk around your neighborhood for air, you know, and you're not putting on deodorant because you don't like it, which I fully understand why people don't want to wear. I get it, but we still have to manage the issue.
Yes.
So, but it's like Legos. You're stacking the stink upon stink, which is creating new bacteria, and it's just getting stinkier. You know, so you gotta, for other people's convenience and for your own,
wash your pits.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to be nice. I mean, if we're going to be honest, everybody needs to wash your peats. Wash your little peats. Please also watch your crotchetal areas because those things smell too. I will never forget my mama complaining about a woman that used to cover her for lunch many, 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 many years ago, leaving a smell on her office chair. And it would drive her crazy. And my mama wasn't nice about it. So
oh my God, I'm dying.
So let's just all bathe. Dana.
Yes.
Because Dana needs to take her own advice right now. Literally showed up in her jammies to record a podcast and put it on YouTube. So really winning at life. I understand, Jessica. I understand.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I too, your rant was way more legitimate than mine. I'm just going to preface by saying that. This is a personal rant. It's been a long time coming. I would say there have been 5 times I have almost emailed the Rants and Raves podcasts to enter this rant. And finally, the other night, I couldn't take it anymore. Okay?
Good.
All right, I'm just going to read. I actually took the time to email. I didn't just go, Jessica, I've got a rant. Like at that point,
I love it.
At that point, it had escalated to the height that I had to email at that moment. I'm sure I sent you this email at like 3:00 in the morning or something weird like that. Here we go.
Yes.
The way that 2020, yes, the crime show, you guys.
Yes.
Okay. The way that 2020 is structured now, the journalists are sitting and talking to someone off camera. So when I say, I think everybody will know what I mean, but it's kind of like industry lingo, but their eye line, right? Their camera eye line is just off camera as if they're talking to someone when they are narrating. And it makes it hard to distinguish between the journalists and the professionals that they interview in the studio. It makes me mad. I think I had 3 or 4 exclamation points on there. I don't have my glasses on. I feel like they are trying to dupe me twice as many exclamation points. Because when a journalist talks, I always like to be aware of bias or dramatic journalism, where with the investigators or psychologists, etc., whatever professional person they have on there, I'm not as careful with missing the clues of bias or exaggeration or trying to make a sexy headline, right? And then I put an angry face emoji. Like I literally used an emoji in our email to myself. Okay. That's how mad I was. And then I ended by saying, although this is obviously like freewheel thinking I was emailing you, because then I put, although now that I'm saying that, maybe that's something I need to be more aware of anyway. Because it started making me think. I'm constantly complaining about people on the internet, and, you know, especially like if my dad sends me something and I'm like, Dad, it's fake. How do you not know this is fake? Right? But I'm like, yes, I do need to be more mindful of like who's speaking, how I take that information in. And it is kind of shady of 2020 to do that, because very frequently you just slip into listener mode. And so you're assuming that this guy's a retired sheriff that worked on the case. And it's just like good looking guy with a good grade in journalism school telling me how a crime was solved. You don't know Jack. Don't act like you're being interviewed as a professional. You were hired to tell this story. It's confusing, misleading.
Oh my God.
And almost a crime in itself. take my crime watching very seriously. Like, for example, and people in the podcast world will know what I'm talking about. There is a crime podcast called Sword and Scale. I listen to it very frequently. It does have some cool cases, uses some 911 calls. I happen to not be a giant fan of the host. I think he's a bit misogynistic, and I think he's very biased in his storytelling. Whether he's right or wrong, we have to be careful of that sometimes as a consumer, okay? Because as a person, he's allowed to make whatever kind of show he wants, and he's allowed to say his opinions. I need to be aware that sometimes his opinions are based on just who he is as a person, who I probably wouldn't get along with that well. So I'm very careful with what I consume from that particular podcast. But 2020, I'm like, no, there's a definite distinction between who the journalist and the professionals are, of course. Still duped 2020. I don't like it. I don't know when you started doing this. It doesn't make me feel more at ease.
I am dying. I know exactly what you're talking about, and it is weird. Because I watch it too on Friday nights.
It is weird. I don't like it.
And it's all also, like in a 3/4 profile, like for a green card picture.
Thank you. And then sometimes they'll just slip in somebody that's also just like an author for page 6. And you're like, what?
I know.
You didn't go to better psychology school, and yet I'm listening to your every word like, oh, taking it in. Oh, this is how I'll survive a crime. You're a joke.
Isn't it called an armchair detective?
Yeah, those are like, I'm sorry, but I'd probably be more apt to believe them because at least they do their own research. 2020.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm convinced that I could 100% be wrong. But some of these reporters are so good looking that I'm like, you just a mouth. You're a meat puppet. Somebody else with brains writes your stuff, you pretty. That's a terrible attitude. That is an unattractive person being jealous of a journalist. That's what that is right there. But I'm sorry, it's who I am.
I'm dying.
It's the stupidest rant I've ever had, I think, but I'm mad about it.
I love it. Excuse me. No rant is stupid, okay? They all have validity.
It just feels misleading.
It really does.
It's like you gave me a can of Pepsi and put it in a Coke can. Shame on you.
Oh my God.
And for the record, I don't like Coke or Pepsi. I don't know why I use those as examples. Anyway, that's my rant.
I love it.
I felt like it was finally had hit the level I had to share. I don't know what to do about it. I don't even have a wrap up. I'm just mad.
Hilarious.
I set myself into coughing fits. All right.
I love it.
Well,
any
Jessica,
rant is worthy, and that came from the heart. So
really
I applaud
did.
you, and I would like you to write into our own show more.
Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. I feel seen and heard. Are we ready for our cleansing breath?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So this is one of the main staples of our show that I almost always forget, and I'm so grateful when I don't. We like to rant out, sometimes like today. Well, actually, Jessica, yours was not a silly rant. I definitely get it. Mine was a little more on the silly scale, but sometimes we rant about serious things. Sometimes we rant about not so serious things. And then we like to get all that out. We take a deep breath in, blow out all the bad, and spend the rest of the show filling up with goodness and funnies. So please breathe with us if you have the opportunity, since maybe we're slow getting back to work and it's a little difficult to get back on schedule after the holiday.
Oh,
Let's do a little scream out if you got the opportunity. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Deep breath in. And how lovely.
Indeed.
Okay, sorry, I just sat
I've been doing that a lot lately, by the way. I always say that, but I've had to do a lot of to like ground myself. I'm serious, but like it helps, you guys. It helps.
You have also been extraordinarily busy. I mean, the holidays are always hard on you because of what your second job is.
Yes.
But you're amazing at it.
Thanks, Lana.
You're welcome. Jessica sells her body on Sunset Boulevard. I'm just kidding.
Hey, apparently I tried to once when I was approached multiple times of people thinking I was a hooker when I was trying to look hip and cool for a Marilyn Manson art show I was working in my early youth of L.A. And my friend that hired me, because she worked for his record company, she's like, can you do this event tonight? It's going to be really cool. It's going to be filled with celebrity. I'm like, yeah. I said, what should I wear? She goes, just... it's a rocker party. Like, she didn't know how to explain to me. Well, I wouldn't have been able to do what everyone wore, which was jeans and a tank top, because everyone there had banging bodies. I went out and bought a pleather mini skirt and a bustier and a 3/4 length pleather coat to wear over it, and I was approached thrice times in front of the art gallery of people thinking that I was a hooker. I was so humiliated and so uncomfortable when I went in and saw everyone was in just a black wife beater and tight jeans, and I was the asshole, overdressed, inappropriately dressed, and it was 1,000,000,000 degrees in there. There was no air conditioning in this gallery. It was like a shitty industrial space that they just threw his art in for the night and served real absinthe flown in from Europe and Veuve Clicquot because Dita Von Teese was his girlfriend at the time.
How have I never heard this story?
I don't know, because I was sweating. Like, I don't just mean like I was uncomfortable. I mean soaking wet, like hair slicked back like Sade, soaking wet. And everybody goes, why don't you take that jacket off? I go, I'm cold, as sweat is dripping down my face because I couldn't bear to have my body any more exposed than it was.
I'm cold. First of all, I'm so sorry that you even worked for Marilyn Manson. What a monster.
So am I.
What a horrible monster. Second of all, I'm not convinced if 3 people thought I was a hooker that I wouldn't be flattered. I'm just going to put that right out there. You must have looked pretty hot. You looked hot enough that people were willing to pay for you. So kudos.
I cannot believe that I wasn't fired because I got so drunk on absinthe that my coworker, thank God, who was a few years older than me and was just like really sweet and looking out. She knew I was like a naive, young, mid-20s from the Atlanta. Yeah. And she made me come home with her. She took me home, and I was the opening manager the next morning at 6 a.m. I didn't have anything with me. I slept in my makeup. I walked into my store looking like a woman of the night after she had been working all night. And that's how I had to be at Anthropology from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. Still in my pleather trench coat.
I love how it was so long ago and physically you are still covering yourself. Like literally I'm watching you right now. Cover yourself with your hands. You're
clutching
so
my pearls.
Yes.
I told you, if I'm changing and my husband walks in, I shriek like a burglar has just come in through the fire escape.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
I've always been like that.
I've always been that way too, but I kind of got a little bit less when I had a baby because when you have a baby, everybody sees everything. I mean,
Exactly.
I had young, handsome men that didn't look like they had even graduated college yet putting things in my urethra. So we should just title this episode TMI.
Oh my God. Freak show.
You would think that we were having alcoholic eggnog right now, but we're just crazy.
You know what? I'm calling it. That is my corner. That is our Hollywood. Hollywood.
All right. That'll work for me. For me. I have a kids are amazing corner, and actually, I think it's important since this will be airing in the new year, and we all have what are they called? I just blanked. Oh, resolutions. They never worked for me, so I forget the word.
Samesies.
But I think that these kids are amazing. I understand what they're trying to do. We'll discuss it after I read it. This was from the New York Times, posted a thing about it, and I think I sent it to you or you sent it to me. Anyway, New York Times on Instagram. In a world where it seems like everyone is always online, a group of Brooklyn teens are promoting a lifestyle of self-liberation from social media and technology. Founded last year by Edward R. Murrow High School student Logan Lane, the Luddite Club is named after Ned Ludd, the folkloric 18th century English textile worker who supposedly smashed up a mechanized loom, inspiring others to take up his name and riot against industrialization. At the club's weekly meeting, members put away their phones and they pull out their sketchbooks, watercolor kits, and novels. Lane says it all began during lockdown when her social media use took a troubling turn. I think it did for a lot of people.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, if you used it already, I'm
Correct.
sure it went into overdrive.
100%. Lane says it all began during lockdown when her social media use took a troubling turn. I became completely consumed, she said. After deleting Instagram and putting her phone away in a box, she first experienced life in the city as a teenager without an iPhone, borrowing novels from the library, admiring graffiti when she rode the subway, and no longer falling asleep to the glow of her phone at midnight. Quote, all of us have bonded over this unique cause, Lane said. To be in the Luddite Club, there's a level of being a misfit to it, which I really like. Anyway, you can read more about them and their project or whatever at New York NYT Style, New York Times Style. That's their handle on Instagram, about the teens who extol the benefits of smartphone-free lifestyle at the link in our bio. So I want to talk about it just for a second. We won't hover on it for too long, but I think it's so important, and I think it just struck a chord with me because, you know, our phones tell us nowadays how many hours we're spending weekly on the phone. Between my phone and my iPad, I'm a little disappointed in myself. But also because there was just this week that news story about, I don't know if you saw this, I'm sure you did, it's been everywhere, the little girl who has been cyberbullied for over a year, and they just arrested and found out it was her own mother. Now,
what?
Yes, and it was extensive abuse enough that they had gone to the cops. And it was her own mother. Now, admittedly, I have not read the details of the case because it just broke my heart so badly that someone would be betrayed by their own mother that way.
No, I can't.
Social media and children are hard enough on themselves without an adult getting involved. I kind of wanted to strangle that woman with my own hands, and I don't even know her.
Yes.
For the damage that she's probably done, and it's irreparable without a ton of therapy, I'm sure. So anyway,
100%.
We all know that social media, especially for you and I, Jessica, for both of your jobs and for what I do and for our podcast, like, it's a necessary evil.
Yep.
We need
it.
And our industry, entertainment-wise, is becoming more reliant on peeping on us.
Of course.
To see what our personalities are, if they can work with us for 12 hours a day, like if we're writers, what our content is. Like, it's out of control. I love that these children are trying to take back control for themselves.
I love it.
And that they're doing it together.
Yep.
They're doing it together. I think it's special. So, again, check that out. Kids really are amazing.
It's really cool.
I don't know that it's feasible for that not to be in existence in our lives at this point. But what is feasible is being mindful about it and knowing how it affects you. And I love that they're using the time. They've taken back that time to just, you know, the old saying, stop and smell the roses. So I love it. Anyway, that's my corner for this week. I love it.
Also, I will throw this out as a couple of tips and suggestions just from people I know who have done this. Some people I know have removed the apps from their phones.
I know a lot of people that do that.
I found myself every time they're like, I couldn't even stand in line for 30 seconds. I'm very guilty of this. Opening up the phone, looking. They said I took it off my phone so that can't be my crutch when I have free time or I'm waiting for something. It's like, it was a constant bombardment. So they said when I log in on my, they're like, there's only so long I want to sit at my desk and be on my computer. So that helped limit it. Or they say I let myself have 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night. Like, I check in, I look at my stuff, and then that's it. Right?
I think that's great. I'm not that strong.
Me neither.
Since this is the TMI episode,
Mm-hmm.
I have started noticing that this is shameful. If I am sitting and watching TV or my iPad or whatever it is, if I'm watching something mommy time, right?
Right.
During a commercial break, if it's something that has commercials, like I'm too cheap to pay for advanced Hulu. So I watch the commercials.
Hilarious.
And, I've been complaining to you for ages now that it's just celebrities on commercials anymore. I mean, it's Lizzo, Paul Giamatti, Cecily Strong. I mean, Idris Elba. The list could go on. And I'm like, this is why all my friends are moving away. So it infuriates me. And so to distract myself during commercials, I have noticed I will pick up my phone and either check the news headlines or Instagram. Because we don't do Twitter, and I've been off Facebook for so long. But
totally,
that's not good, Dana. It's not good for any of us.
I know.
All right. Well.
Okay, time for some goodness.
Here's the good stuff. Here's the good stuff.
So, this is a company that we have mentioned before, but why am I bringing them back? Because certain companies change their partnerships throughout the year or seasonally and things like that, right? Donut Friend has their special compassion fruit donut, which has different, each month they pick a different cause, right?
Right.
So this is La Colombe Coffee Company, which I love, and they have a beautiful new shop in Silver Lake, which I have not been into, but I drove by it and I'm like, oh, it looks magical. They have really cool coffee shops over that way.
Nice.
So we have talked about another group that they partnered with in a previous episode. This month, I picked up some of their Monaco coffee. I'm quite the coffee connoisseur, so is Dana. We both love coffee.
Yeah.
It's delicious. And the Monaco variety of coffee is partnering with Unstuck.org. Together with Unstuck and our suppliers, we are helping to create jobs for refugees. The Colombian coffee beans in this product are sourced from a producer hiring Venezuelan refugees. Refugees are often stuck, unable to put down roots where they've fled to, and mostly unable to go back to the places they once called home. Jobs allow refugees to start a new chapter, one with commutes, coworkers, and community versus instability, shelters, and aid. Jobs are the first step in refugees becoming unstuck. Our first coalition of brand partners are working with suppliers hiring Venezuelan refugees in Colombia and Peru. Now, I'm about to blow everyone's mind here with a startling, horrifying statistic. I knew there was a lot of problems going on in Venezuela, but this is going to blow your mind. More than 6 million Venezuelan refugees. That's over 20% of the population. Over 6 million Venezuelans have been forced to flee the country due to violence, political repression, and economic collapse.
Really?
What?
I did not know that. 6 million.
It's staggering. I mean, do you remember seeing a couple of years ago when people were lined up for miles down the street trying to get bread?
Yeah.
Literally, there was no food. Like, their whole system is collapsing because of their government and what is going on there. So this company is specifically looking to hire Venezuelan refugees and place them and partner them with these farms and places in Peru and Colombia. By the end of our first year, over 300 refugees will have decent legal jobs with our suppliers, and we've only just begun. As we work with more suppliers in more countries and more brands, creating more products bought by more people, this number will continue to grow. So please go to unstuck.org. Again, this is a great case because it's like, it's something you're already buying, right? We already buy coffee.
We already get
coffee. You know the brand Chobani yogurt? Yeah. Chobani has a specific Chobani and Unstuck partnership. Oh. They have a list of all the products that they're working with. So this is a way that you can buy a product that you may already use or someone in your family eats or likes. You're enjoying it, and it is going to an incredible cause. So I'm very much interested in what unstuck.org is doing.
That's awesome.
Yes.
You know, do you mind if I just tag on to that? Because it just reminded me of how I just didn't realize, like I didn't know.
No.
You know, we're all aware of what's going on now, but I don't know that everybody was aware of how bad it has been for years and years, which is the situation going on in Iran right now. And the people being executed every day. And Jessica and I have a good friend, Artemis Pandami. Mm-hmm. She is, you would recognize her. She's an actress. And, you know, that's her place of, she wasn't born there, but, you know, origin. She's got family there and stuff. Her handle is at the real Schmartimus. We'll put it in our show notes. She's a comedian, clearly.
She's hilarious.
She's hilarious. You might recognize her from, what was that presidential show with Kerry Washington and what's his name?
God, Scandal.
Scandal. She was on Scandal. You might recognize her from Masters of Sex. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Curb. Yeah, she's really, really wonderful. Anyway, she has had so much information about this. Very informative, heartbreaking, but informative. And what I love is she's done quite a few posts about how you can help, because that's one thing Jessica and I talk about all the time. I didn't know this was going on in Venezuela. Well, now I have a way that I can contribute in some way if I'm able, right? And that's what she's been doing too. Email officials to stop executions in Iran. It takes less than 1 minute. She gives you all the information, and she's done several posts like that. If you're feeling helpless, like, you know, what can I do? Please check her out as well. The Real Schmartimus on Instagram, and she's got some excellent information about how you can personally be proactive to help. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jessica.
Oh, thank you for adding that on.
Well, it just reminded me. I don't know why. I guess because I was like, I had no clue. And I feel like Artemis has been sharing things that I'm like, I didn't know this was happening.
Yep.
And let's be honest, the news has been rather quiet about it, for as horrific as it is. So I've been very grateful to her for keeping us informed. Because if nothing else, I just want to hold them in my heart.
I know.
I know that sounds crazy. And it doesn't do any good, I'm sure. But somewhere in my heart, I hope that they can feel that we care. And anyway, whatever, I'll cry if I keep going. Okay.
I know.
My rave this week is about a nonprofit organization called, I think it's so cute, Dudes for Dads. Okay, this is a nonprofit organization built by a group of men from Arlington, Virginia, and the University of Miami who either lost their father figure or never had one. Fueled by our dads' lessons of service and compassion, we formed the organization to help guide younger boys who never had a father figure or those that lost theirs recently. The organization connects people who have gone through the loss of a father figure and guides them throughout the process. Dudes for Dads is committed to helping cover tangible and intangible experiences that come with the loss of a father. We've partnered with Big Brother, Big Sister of the National Capital Area, which has served at-risk youth through comprehensive, enduring mentoring relationships in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia areas since 1949. I love it. Dudes for Dads plans to be an established nonprofit after our first fundraiser. So please look them up. They're easily findable on the internet. They probably have an Instagram too. I just didn't look. I saw an article about them. It's so cute. There are a lot of dad, like every kind of dad you could ever imagine. I saw a picture of them gathered up for an event. It was motorcycle dads. It was clean cut office looking dads. It was every kind of dad you could think of. And it just warmed my heart to go, these men know what they missed out on and how that affected them. And they want to fix it for others.
I love it.
It's so precious because, guys, everybody knows that you and I just love our dads. Like, I just worship my dad. I think he's a hero. I know everybody says their dad's the best dad. Us girls are like, our dad's the best dad. And we only share him with people we like. But this is not about that. And honestly, we don't. We love sharing our dad because he's so special. And I love that this group of dads got together to be dads to people that don't have them. Because you know what happens when you don't have father figure in your life? A lot of the systemic problems that we have in our country. You can look to the elephants who their daddies and mommies were slaughtered and they became murderous fucks.
Yep.
There are murders of crows that are fatherless, that are out of control and nobody can handle them. I mean, it's science, guys. It's science. So, dudes for dads, thank you. I think you're awesome. I love what you're doing, and it will make a difference. It honestly will.
And this is another small grassroots,
very small
a group of people got together in their town, and are doing this, and this, will continue to grow and spread.
100%. So if you are able to contribute in any way to their first fundraiser to help them get established and, all the red tape and stuff, please do. God, it's great. I would love to see that spread like wildfire across the country.
I know.
Ooh, I just got hillbillified. Wildfire. That's what happens when I get emotional, Jessica. Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Oh, my gosh. Well, why don't you tell everybody how to get a hold of us in this new year? Because we really want to hear from you. We're trying our hardest to grow. We've done a great job so far, I think. I'm really proud of us.
Yep.
And I'm grateful to our listeners. Hope you all had great holidays. And here's how you can get in touch with us.
Indeed. Please find us and message us anytime you like at the Rants and Raves podcast on both Instagram and Facebook. You can find us on TikTok at the Rants and Raves P, just the letter P. You can email us anytime at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com. You can go to our website, hit the contact button, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. And you can watch this episode in entirety on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe.
It's in our jammies like crazy people.
So for those of you audiophiles, we are still on all of the platforms. You can listen to it that way. YouTube, there's always two different links. One is if you want to listen to the audio through that, or you can click the one that will bring you up to our full video. And thank you for those who have been watching and writing in about your experience watching our insanity. We love you, and we are grateful for you.
I haven't read too much of that. I'll probably just stay away from a little while.
And we are wishing all of you a very happy and hopefully a healthy new year to come.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Jessica, do you need to share anything that you've been watching or?
I mean, White Lotus season finale happened. Mind blowing. Hello.
I almost started it the other night and then I was like, I might fall asleep, so I didn't.
You're gonna binge it.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to stop.
It's a problem. I don't even watch things. I get legitimately angry when I'm on a week-to-week show. I'm mad at myself for not waiting. So dumb. I did do I survived a serial killer this week, and that was crazy. And then I also have opened up a new rabbit hole for Dana over on Discovery, which is Mysteries of the Abandoned. There's like 25 seasons, and it's all like weird abandoned things all over the world. There's one series that's in America.
I like that.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And like the reasons they built these things and spent millions and millions, and then now they're just derelict and nobody goes.
Right.
It's really crazy. Did you know there's a huge tunnel a little north of here, a huge tunnel that was built during the Cold War era? They were afraid we were going to get nuclear bombed, and they were going to shove people in this tunnel to get them out of California because they thought California. It's crazy. Anyway, check it out. It was bonkers to me because instantly my brain started going, is that someplace I need to run if something happens here?
Okay.
Because, we're all like got to get our mopeds out and get in the LA River and get out of LA.
Oh my God.
Everybody's got their own like plan.
Water world.
Yes. So anyway,
Oh
that
my
was interesting. But other than that, I've just kind of we've been going through our Christmas watching, which has been fun. Since this will be posted after Christmas and after New Year, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be after New Year. I definitely just wanted to, instead of kind of sharing, I do want to share my friend Kira, who is very much like family to us. She brought over, because we've been sick and hunkered down, she's precious. She brought over a homemade chicken soup specifically tailored to Henry's likings, which is so precious.
Amazing.
Which is basically what I like because I eat like a child. So there's that. She brought us, never seen these before, the ramen notes. They're sticky Post-it notes.
Those are amazing.
Love it. She's also an incredible embroiderer. You guys might remember she sold masks when COVID first started. She was sewing them, and we donated a bunch to our nurse friends and things like that. Yep. She's also a phenomenal embroiderer. So this is what she got Dan Tipton, the Star Wars That's No Moon. It's so cute.
Incredible.
If you don't want to watch us on YouTube, at least go and check that. It's very, very cute. But what I really wanted to share, she got me this, and I actually said to her, "Oh my God, I love this so much. You're like Jessica right now. Like, she's such a great gift giver." It's called Aunt Lee Presents Wonder Hunt, a seek and find bingo adventure. Okay, so she got it for me and Henry. We like to go on road trips and do things together. I always call it Mommy and Henry Day because I'm a nerd. Anyway, in these pages, you'll find an epic list of 500 everyday treasures for you to seek, find, and marvel at. And then they give you little stickers for them and stuff. But I was sharing some of these with Jessica. It's the cutest little book. It's like a little journal. It asks you to fill out the date and location. For example, what if you see handmade tortillas? Corn, flour, tortilla press? And what do you wonder about them? How cute is that? It's literally like a whole book of... Here, there's a cake decorating one. Did you see it at home? Were there icing flowers? A baker? I mean, it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. You date it, you write a little bit about it, and it's a literal book of, like, simply put, stop and smell the roses. Right?
I love it.
It's just adorable if you need a gift for somebody this year. I'm going to make it my mission for Henry and I to go through this together. I just think it's so cute. So anyway.
It is so cute.
Thank you very much. Shout out, Kira. Shout out to Dan Tipton, who provided this morning's Crazy Lady breakfast, which is why I've been sipping on the dunks. And
heck yeah.
I ate some egg bites in Jessica's ear before we started.
Hilarious. I'm going to treat myself before I get to work to some homemade banana bread from possibly our youngest listener, one Miss Betty Tallman.
Shut up. She's a baker?
She made a banana bread, and I got to tell you, it is out of sight.
I believe you.
And I love banana bread.
Wow, good for you, girl.
I know.
Speaking of, her mommy messaged me yesterday, our good friend Sarah,
cute.
About, have you guys seen the trend? You guys, who am I talking to? You're the only one in front of my face. The trend of people turning their Venus flytraps into little Santas.
No.
So they cut out a little felt beard, and it's got like a hook, and they make a trap close over it. And then there's a little eyes and Santa hat on top. It's the cutest, okay? And she was like, if this doesn't hurt the plant, it's the cutest. And you know me, I'm out of control. And so I responded, oh my God, it's adorable. Yes, once a trap closes, it will die. But the thing is, if a trap closes and it doesn't get any nutrients that it can eat, it will assume that the bug has escaped and the trap will open back up. And then I added at the bottom, asterisk, so much unsolicited plant information. She what is wrong with me?
Oh my God.
Sweet. She's just like, we love the Tallmans. She just liked it. She's like, Dana lost her mind and went off on a plant. Just, okay, Dana. But it made me so happy.
Oh my God, that's great.
Okay,
that is
I
fantastic.
love that. I'm very jealous of you. I would love some Betty banana bread.
Indeed.
So since it is the new year, I just want to, I'm not going to give us a point to ponder today. I'm just going to read this I'm going to say a blessing to you, Jessica. Our friendship is like wine. It's a new year of us getting better with age. Thank you for being you. Oh, I'm going to cry. I wasn't expecting
Oh, stop it.
I'm sorry, Jessica. I wasn't expecting this. Thank you for being you. And cheers to what is coming our way. You deserve the best.
I love you.
You deserve the best.
So do you, my
It's
friend.
been a tough few years for you. I see that. I know that. And I know your heart. And I wish you the best. And I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
And the same goes to you.
Thank you for being my friend.
Seriously.
And accepting me through everything for so many years. It doesn't go unnoticed. And I love you.
I love you too.
Happy New Year.
And I'm grateful to have you in my life. Happy New Year with our coffees, our Golden Girls, and our Dunkin' Donuts.
And our jammies.
We love you all.
Thank you to all of you for supporting us through everything always. We love you too. And we can't wait to show you what we have planned for this year.
Yep. It's going to be our year, damn it, come hell or high water. It was starting to explode and then COVID hit. And that wasn't just to us, that derailed most people on the planet. But my God, we are going to come back with a vengeance, with gusto, with brim. And I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to shut up now. But we are moving into 2023
on a mission
with full steam ahead. We are on a mission.
Yes. I love you, Jessica. I love you. My love to your family. And,
same, my friend.
You guys keep us posted on how great 2023 is going to be. We're done. We're done with the rest of that biz nasty.
Yes, we are.
We'll see you next week, guys.
We sure will.
Bye.
Bye-bye.